Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Neema and this is Here is Neema, where we talk about all things beauty, lifestyle, and self-development. Today we are going to be talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is how embracing feminine energy changed me. For the better, of course. Now, if you haven't really heard of the terms masculine and feminine energy, they are super duper big buzzwords right now. All you have to do is go in the YouTube search bar and you are going to find a plethora of brand new videos discussing all things feminine energy, all things femininity, and so on and so forth. So I'm so happy and I'm so proud to just be able to put up this video because honestly, feminine energy, learning about what it is, implementing, certain things into my life regarding feminine energy, and really just being able to embody that it's been such a beautiful, beautiful thing for me as as a young woman, just growing in my womanhood. This is something that I feel women of today are not really taught. We're not really told about, what feminine energy is or what masculine energy is. And unfortunately, a lot of women are kind of living their lives from a masculine energy standpoint, where they're encountering a lot of problems, a lot of pushback in certain areas, their love life in particular, but also with family dynamics and even in career. So one of the most beautiful things that has come about from me embracing my feminine energy and my femininity has been the success that I've had in my own personal relationships, and also being able to kind of reprioritize my life based on my values and what I want out of my life, which hasn't changed, but it's become a lot more clear, as I've kind of learned this part of me and embraced this side of me. Now, for those of you who do not know the difference between masculine energy, feminine energy, blah, 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 I am here to break it down. Feminine energy and masculine energy. The best way that I can explain what feminine and masculine energy is that feminine energy is all about being, and masculine energy is all about doing. Okay, so imagine the sperm and the egg. Okay, so this is the egg. The egg just stays there. The egg is doing her own thing. She's doing from her cycle, 28-day cycle. Women have 28-day cycles. Our bodies are doing what they need to do. They're not really, they're focused on them. The egg is focused on herself, right? And then you have the sperm. The sperm travels up to the egg. The sperm is in pursuit. The sperm is action-oriented. The egg is just being. It's just being who she is. And that is probably the best analogy that I can come up with feminine and masculine energy. All right. Now, we all as human beings embody both feminine and masculine energy. Okay. Feminine energy has more to do with, of course, that nurturing aspect. Of course, maybe more things having to do with creativity. Creating is a big thing with feminine energy, all right? Really just not being in pursuit as much, but being more in receiving mode. And that is kind of where the feminine energy is. Now, we also have our masculine energy. Again, all of us have both energies that live inside of us. It's just a matter of which energy you are predominantly in as you live your life. Now, masculine energy, that is pursuit, action. We've got deadlines, we've got goals, we've got things that we need to do. We've got, a checklist, we've got a time frame, we've got to do, we've got to plan, we've got to execute. And that is what the masculine energy is all about. It's logistics. It's not really so much about feeling and emotional and, moving and doing things from that perspective. As we know, most women tend to kind of have more of that, and most men don't. And not to say, but men also have their feminine energy inside of them as well, and that is also needed for them. Okay, but the masculine energy, that's kind of predominantly how I can sum that up. Now, as a woman, we're gonna need our masculine energy at times, okay? We have to get through school, we have to raise kids, we have to work at our jobs, and we have to do our jobs. And we have to be able to use that masculine energy in those certain specific scenarios. But the problem comes is when you're predominantly living life from your masculine energy standpoint. And I truly believe that's the reason why so many women, because again, so many women today are doing that. They are living their lives from that masculine energy standpoint, which is the reason why we have a lot of the issues that we have, sad to say. Families are not as strong as they used to be, sad to say. Priorities for both men and women are all over the place because we're getting all of this mixed messaging. Our society is built upon praising masculine energy efforts in both men and women, and the paradigms in which we live revolve around more masculine attributes. So when we understand that, we can understand that as women, that is kind of how we've gotten to this place of kind of losing that part of ourselves and being truly in touch with our femininity and our feminine energy. Now, this topic can go very deep. We can get into the womb, and we can get into a woman's body, and we can do all of that, but I'm not going to, because that's a little bit overwhelming. And I'm still learning about that myself. I don't know if I shared this, but that's a big hobby of mine. I love to study this stuff. I love to study women and our minds and our bodies, and how, feminine and masculine energy are able to complement each other, and, all of these things. So that is totally my jam, and I do intend to be sharing more of that information on my channel. But as far as embodying your feminine energy, I do want to share 2 ways in which I have embodied and embraced my feminine energy in my day-to-day life, and it has truly, truly made a difference. Using the power, and it is a power, of influence versus authority. As we discussed, when it comes to masculinity and masculine energy, it is all about pursuit and action-oriented. Well, when you are living as a woman in your feminine energy, okay, for most of the time, most part, you get into the just more of a being mode. Not so much action, not so much pursuing, not so much forcing certain outcomes to come out the way you want them to. Doesn't mean you can't get what you want. And in fact, the power of influence can be and is a lot stronger than that of the authority. Instead of standing up, pounding your fist, making your voice heard, and putting your hand on your hip and saying it how you mean it, girl, what you can do is study the power of influence. Women have been doing it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years at this point. And it is a better, less aggressive, more effective way to get what you want. This could be with men. This could be in the workplace. This could be in your family. And, I'm not going to necessarily do a deep dive in this one. But instead of, like I said, pushing your outcome in a very authoritarian way, which is it being in your masculine energy, the power of influence, it just sort of suggests, it kind of persuades, okay? It's not that as in your face. Instead of telling you how it's gonna be and what's best to do, it's more of a showing you how, you want things to be done, and how you prefer the situation, the outcome, and so on and so forth. I hope that's making sense. The funny thing about it is, I think it takes more brain power and more kind of smarts to use the power of influence to get what you want, as opposed to that of authority. Because I think, we're always told you have to stand up for what you believe in, and if something's not right, you say it how it is, and you don't have a filter, just say it how you mean it. But the thing is, when you do that, especially as a woman, and I don't care if it's dealing with men or women, people in general, they don't tend to receive that well. You know what I mean? It's a different way of being able to kind of get what you want. And when you become really good at it, you don't even have to do much. All you have to do is, maybe not respond, or maybe, don't reply, or have no reaction at all. Have a reaction that was not expected. Leave the situation, okay? You can send so many messages across without having to stand up with your finger up and wagging it and saying it how you mean it in the authoritarian style, okay? So that is a big thing that I've learned has really helped me, even, like I said, not just in relationships, personal relationships, romantic relationships, also in the workplace, also in family dynamics. Another one is the power of just being able to create. Women are the best creators out of both genders, okay? We create life, we create anything, and I love this quote, anything that you give a woman, she will multiply, she will make it better, she will, take it to the next level, okay? You get seed, you create a child, a legacy, okay? You get a house, you create a home. You get, a few pieces of clothing here, a few pieces of clothing there, you create, a whole wardrobe. You create a style. If you can sew, which a lot of women are so creative and have so many talents when it comes to just taking something that you just don't even think has any value and really transforming it into something that's beautiful, into something that's valuable, something that's worth paying attention to, something that's even worth having. And I just love that. I love that as a woman. And I love being a woman. That is something that I've really loved tapping into. As you guys have noticed, I make a lot more cooking videos these days. I have been in the kitchen a lot more. I've been in the process, even though I haven't shown you, I've been in the process of redecorating my space. Even in my car, I want to create an environment in there. I want to create an environment in every single space in my home. In my bathroom, which I recently did redo my bathroom, I painted some canvases and I put them up and they actually look really good. And I'm not that artistic, but I challenged myself in that way and it didn't turn out badly, and every time I look at them, it makes me proud. But even if you're not that arts and crafts type, there are so many ways that you can create. And I would just encourage you, if you are somebody who is wanting to tap into your feminine energy a little bit more, get creative, figure out how you can do that, even if it's just going in your closet and creating some new outfits, or playing in some makeup, or going to the store and picking up a few pieces to spruce up your space. I just love, home decorating, interior design, and really just lifestyle things when it comes to your everyday life. Eating from the nice dinner plates on a random Wednesday night. Why? Not because there's company, not because it's a holiday, but just because you want to and you can. Those type of lifestyle things I absolutely love. And I feel like, women as women living in their authentic femininity and feminine energy, you're creating everything. You're creating your lifestyle. You're creating, everything from your environment to your children's environment. You're creating your entire life. And you have the power to do that. And you have the power to take something so little and make it so much more than it was and than it is. And that is not something to take for granted. That is something to celebrate. And that is something to practice as much as you can and bless others with. Whether it's making baked goods or arts and crafts or just even welcoming people into your home, you know, that is just a wonderful solace for them to be in, to feel at home, to feel that warmth, to feel that that femininity, really, the feminine energy just kind of coming, pouring out of you and in your environment, and just making it a safe space. It's women who do that. It's women who do that. So, I don't want to make this video too long, but I hope that you were able to get something from this. These are just a few ways that I love to implement, you know, embracing my feminine energy and my femininity into my life. And it's a journey because, again, we weren't raised this way. Many of us, especially as a Black woman, oftentimes we are, they celebrate us being very much in our masculine. And, you know, that's something that I feel very passionately about and have really gone away from, because I want to live in my authenticity and the way God made me, and who I was meant to be as the woman I was meant to be. And that is something that I am just so grateful for. I want to see more women making videos like this. I want to hear more, you know, stories. I want to see more success from women just abandoning all of those crazy misconceptions about femininity and, you know, womanhood that we kind of grow up hearing, especially us millennials and even Gen Z. And I just want to see us really thriving in our femininity and our feminine energy. All right. I love you guys. And yeah, let me know what you think of the video in the comments below. Bye. Mwah.